welcome to a very special episode of Board Game Blitz, a proud member of the Dice Tower Network and a podcast about all things board games that you can usually listen to in less time than it takes to bake a cake. This episode will not follow our usual format, so if this is your first time listening, feel free to stick around for all the fun, but know that this is not usually how we do things. So what's all the fuss about? It's our 1-year anniversary! Woohoo!
Yay!
Our first episode hit the airwaves 1 year ago this week, and we wanted to have a little fun to celebrate. Today, we'll be reminiscing about the show, talking about how far we've come and what lies ahead. We'll also be hearing from some special guests, letting you in on the big project that we started months before we even released our first episode, and things are gonna get a little bit crazy as we go into game show mode. So, without further ado, here are your hosts,
Ambie,
Cassadi,
and me, Crystal. Happy anniversary, guys!
Yay! Happy anniversary!
I am both shocked and amazed and somehow also not at all surprised that it has already been a year since we released our first episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like really bad at continuing to do things after I've decided I want to do them. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this for a couple months and then I'm sure it'll just like fizzle away and just go away. And you guys just refuse to go away. You refuse to go away. You're just like,
very
nah.
persistent.
We're like a disease and pandemic. We just spread and we cover everything and you can't get rid of us.
I was like, these ladies, man, they just keep coming back.
So our first episode released in May of 2016, but we had been talking to one another for quite some time before that, although not as long as most podcast hosts do, because as we've mentioned in previous episodes, prior to organizing and then starting this podcast, the three of us were complete strangers from the internet, which is also shocking to me and everyone else that seems to hear it, because that's not normal.
I mean, I make a lot of friends on the internet, so it was pretty normal for me.
Well, I think having online friends is one thing, but being able to hold an interesting conversation with them is another. And if anyone goes back and listens to our earlier episodes, like I actually listened to episode 1 today,
Oh, yeah.
and
It's rough.
it's not... It really, truthfully, I think we did achieve our goal of making it be not nearly as bad as a lot of first episodes of podcasts, but compared to what we're doing now, it is rough. You are correct. Like, it's awkward and a little stilted, and we didn't know each other yet, really.
And we weren't using video, so we couldn't see each other.
Oh, that's right. When did we start that? It was like the 6th or 7th episode we finally stared using video, I think.
I think it may have been a little earlier. I think it may have been episode 3. I think the first 2 for sure we did just Skyping via audio. But yeah, like, it's weird how much you don't realize that the visual cues you get from people help facilitate a good conversation. And so when I was listening to episode 1, I was like, wait, what was the first board game that we ever actually mentioned on the show? And of course, it was Ghost Blitz.
Yeah. And that was like the first time I had played it too. And I was like, oh, this works so well.
It was serendipitous, kismet, if you will, and a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and then we actually got to all play it together, and that was awesome.
And that was the first game that the three of us played together ever, aside from our online games, which they don't count.
They don't count.
I mean, unless you're a person who really cares about counting online games, in which case they count very heavily.
I did track them in my little game journal.
Oh, well then they're real. So
yeah.
Everything we believe is now. So Cassadi, you kind of didn't think that we'd make it this far. And that's okay. That's probably legit. A lot of creative projects do fizzle out, like you said. But Ambie, when we started this, did you think that we would be going strong a year later?
I didn't think we'd have as many listeners as we have. But I was a little worried about scheduling, because scheduling is difficult with all of us in different locations.
You're welcome.
But I thought we could do it, yeah. I didn't know how successful we would be.
Yeah. No, that's true. I I think I agree with you that I am genuinely surprised and also humbled by how many people not only listen to the show, but interact with us on social media or via email or iTunes reviews. The number of supportive and kind comments that we've gotten in the past year absolutely blows my mind. And I don't think I will ever get used to that in such a wonderful way. Like,
Yeah.
I like to think that we're creating good content, but as a content creator, I think you always kind of doubt yourself to some degree. And so getting that validation from other people that we're doing something good and they're getting something out of it and they're really enjoying it is one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah.
I know there's been like some negative feedback, but I'm kind of shocked at how little actual negative feedback there has been. Because I see a lot of other content creators and a lot of other people posting things online and they just get destroyed with negative feedback. And somehow we have escaped that bubble, I guess, in a way. I know there's been some, but it hasn't been horrifying.
Yeah, and truthfully, in this day and age, it should not be a risk. But I think we did take a risk and put ourselves out there in a way that we weren't necessarily thinking would be a good thing. Well, no, I worded that poorly. We thought it would be a very good thing, but we took a risk by being the very first board game podcast to be hosted entirely by women. And I'm so excited that there are now multiple podcasts hosted entirely by women or by a majority of women. And it is absolutely amazing. And I'd like to think that we at least had a little bit to do with that. But whether we did or not, it's so cool to see more both gender and race diversity in board game media. And I'm really, really happy that we're helping contribute to that, because more voices and different voices only leads to better, more well-rounded opinions on the internet.
I'm just ready for the day when all of that's not shocking.
I think, truthfully, we and probably most of our listeners are ready for that day as well. So we'll keep fighting the good fight, as it were, and continuing to just do our thing and create what we think is good content and hope that everybody enjoys it, because that's all we have to do, really. It's not that hard. And so if you're a person out there who thinks you can't create content, I will tell you that we had very little idea what we were doing when we started all of this.
And you can literally spend 10 minutes writing what you're going to talk about before you even start recording, and then just kind of bluff your way through it. That's what I do.
Don't tell them that.
Shh, insider secrets.
I mean, because you'll read a lot of stuff online about how important audio quality and all this other stuff is. And those things are important, but if you just have a microphone and you've got a connection to the internet and you want to say something and you think somebody else would get some value out of it, you should do it. That's all there is to it. So we're 1 year in. And I don't see us stopping anytime soon. I'm kind of excited for year 2. I think the show has evolved a little bit while our generic format has stayed fairly static over the past year. I think we've got plenty of content left to make.
Well, there's always plenty of content with how many board games are being released a year now.
We will never run out of board games to talk about, and that is such a beautiful thing. They could stop making board games today, and we still wouldn't run out for years. We could go back and, yeah, just the past 5 years alone, I can't even imagine how long it would take us to talk about everything. We have some exciting stuff coming in the future. We have talked about possibly doing some more collaboration type projects with other podcasts and other content creators. Nothing is set in stone yet, but that kind of stuff, if that would be interesting to you, we would love to hear from you. If you think there are things that we could do better in year 2, we'd love to hear that as well. We know that we're not perfect, and we're willing to change things if it makes sense. For instance, we don't typically tend to have guests on the show because of our 30-minute format. It makes it difficult to have a conversation that's meaningful with someone new in that short of a time span. But if you'd like us to see more guests on the show, maybe in those off weeks, like Ambie just did with Bjorn here a couple episodes ago, let us know that too. We are open to any and all feedback. So let's get on to the biggest news, I think, that comes as a part of this episode. If you were to happen over to YouTube today, as in the day that this episode drops, and visited our YouTube channel, you might find something pretty exciting. What would they find, Ambie, if they wandered over to our YouTube channel today?
Well, assuming I upload it on the right day, they should find a music video that
video?
Yeah, with all three of us dancing together and singing.
And playing games together.
Yeah.
What is it a music video of, Ambie?
It's a song called Board Game Blitz. It's a parody of Ballroom Blitz by Sweet.
So to give you a little backstory on when we were forming the podcast back in the winter of 2015-2016, we were debating what we should name the podcast. And we went back and forth for a number of weeks, actually, throwing out different ideas, and nothing popped out as the right name until Ambie came up with Board Game Blitz. And my first thought after Ambie proposed that idea, well, I had two thoughts. One was, that's perfect. And the second one was, we have to parody Ballroom Blitz by Sweet. Because I love Ballroom Blitz, and it fits so well.
Yeah.
So before we had ever started making content, I, on my own, went to the website of the band Sweet, and I emailed them. Because I'm a big fan of Weird Al Yankovic, and I know that while there are fair use laws that allow for parody without permission, I believe in parody with permission, like Weird Al does. So I reached out to Sweet, and I actually heard back from them and got permission from the band for us to parody Ballroom Blitz directly from them. So, fans of 70s music, I talked to somebody that's associated with Sweet, and that's not really that cool, but hey, it's neat anyway.
And if I'm not mistaken, that actually happened before we'd all had an actual, conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, we literally, this, we didn't even know for sure that this was all going to come to fruition. Like, we were talking like it was.
This was just after talking back and forth on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, the podcast was still a mere twinkle in our eyes, and I was already emailing bands from the 70s. And we secured permission, and we recorded the song a few months ago, and then recorded clips for the music video over the past few months as well. We got some clips of all of us at MeepleCon. There are a couple of notable people in the music video who you will recognize if you are a fan of the Dice Tower, and it was a lot of fun to make, and apologies in advance for my singing skills, because my voice is not as pretty as Ambie's.
No, mine's awful.
But we wanted it to be legit in all three of us, so we powered through. Hopefully you won't judge us too harshly, since singing is not our primary profession. But yes, either right now, pause this episode and head over to YouTube, or when you get done with the episode, head over to YouTube and check that out. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, or if it makes you smile or laugh. We had a lot of fun making it, and we would love it if you shared it with people on Twitter, Facebook, etc., because we're pretty proud of it. We had a good time. Okay, so I kind of did something without you guys realizing it. I have a little surprise for you. I reached out to a bunch of our podcast and content creator friends and asked them to send us an audio clip for our 1-year anniversary episode. And so, with your all's permission, I would like to play that for you right now.
Hey, Blitzketeers, this is your moderator, Chris.
This is Jared.
This is Flip.
And this is Professor Laserbooks.
From Flip the Table, and we're here to wish you a very special message on your first anniversary. You ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Happy
birthday!
I thought we were going to say happy first anniversary.
No, that's what old people do. We're pretty rad.
But it wasn't going to be her happy anniversary.
It was Merry Anniversary, right?
No, I think Mary wasn't going to be very happy.
Oh, yeah.
No, we were going to say,
you guys are ruining the birthday here, man.
Congratulations, Board Game Blitz.
For 1 year of podcasting.
From Great Way Games.
Yay! Hey, Ambie, Cassadi, and Crystal, it's Russ.
And Craig.
From the D6 generation. We just wanted to say congratulations to you guys on your first full year of Board Game Blitz.
Woo-hoo!
That is phenomenal. And I just want to say you guys are definitely, without a doubt, indisputably the best 30-minute podcast on the Dice Tower Network. That is not even debatable, right, Craig?
We do not know how you do it. We've tried.
We can't even get a segment down to under 30 minutes. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how you get anything that short. It's fantastic.
No, we are in awe of your abilities.
So congratulations on being brief, because brevity, as they say, is the soul of wit.
Indeed.
This is Tony.
And this is Marty.
And we are from Rolling Dice and Taking Names, and we want to congratulate Board Game Blitz on their 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, we really enjoyed when they came on our show earlier this year and presented Squirrely Awards. Ambie, Cassadi, and Crystal, you've done a fantastic job, and I just hope that you aren't so popular next year that you won't come back.
Well, Marty, I think we're going to have to send them 2 cases of moon pies to get them back.
We'll do what we have to. Again, congratulations, y'all.
Hey, everybody. This is the Mile High Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here to congratulate
Crystal,
Cassie,
and Ambie on 1 year of Board Game Blitzing.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hopefully you go for another year.
Yeah.
But just that?
just one more year, and then Jeff is done.
That's it. That's my contract. My unpaid internship will finally be over.
And they might offer you a job.
Yeah, maybe. Under contract.
But now that people understand how random our podcast is, you'll be glad to get back to their short and succinct 30-minute episodes.
Indeed.
Not some rambling hour, 40-minute nonsense.
No.
There are dozens of people that like us.
Absolutely.
Literally dozens.
Dozens.
Congratulations on getting on the Dice Tower. That's a pretty awesome achievement in your first year.
It is.
Absolutely.
Successful Patreon. Whole bunch of stuff.
Successfully haven't cursed at all.
Well, at least not on air.
No.
Unlike us.
Unlike us.
Indeed.
So keep up the great work, ladies. Really enjoying your show. Congratulations on 1 year.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Bye.
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 Hey, Team Board Game Blitz. This is Kathy from the Our Turn Women on Gaming podcast. And on behalf of my whole team, I want to wish you a happy 1-year anniversary. It's been a wild ride, and you have accomplished so much already. You're doing a great job, and our team has loved watching you and supporting you along the way. Keep up the great work. We're so proud of you. Here's to many more years behind the mic.
Hello, this is Brandon.
And Jamie.
And Patrick.
And Eric Buscemi.
And Jessica.
And Bill Corey.
And Spencer Kellis.
From the What Did You Play This Week podcast. And we'd like to congratulate everyone at Board Game Blitz for 1 year of fantastic board gaming podcasting. Every other week, I know we all look forward to you all popping up in our podcast feeds and informing and entertaining us in the way that only you all can. Sometimes, though, we are a bit sad that we only get a half hour. But anyway, here's a toast. Congratulations, Ambie, Cassadi, and Crystal on 1 year. And here's to many more shows to come. Hey, where's my drink?
Hey Blitz crew, it's Roy Caney from Epic Gaming Night. I just want to say congratulations for your 1-year anniversary. It seems like it was just the other day when y'all had started the Board Game Blitz podcast, and it's amazing to see how far you've come. You definitely bring something new to the board game media sphere and continue to keep up the amazing work. I see you guys popping up all over board game media everywhere, and it's great to see new awesome personalities in board games and continue doing what you're doing as Board Game Blitz takes over the board gaming world. I hope to play games with you sometime soon. Maybe Dice Tower Con. I don't know if I have courage to try the 18xx economic games with Ambie, but I can definitely get down with some thematic games with Crystal, or maybe even social deduction games with the whole crew. So congratulations again for 1 year of Board Game Blitz, and keep up the amazing content.
Hi there, Mike here from the Flyby, and for Board Game Blitz's 1 year anniversary, I hope they don't mind if I review the etymology of a few words that come to mind when I think about Board Game Blitz. First up, amazing, as in, this podcast is amazing. Definition, causing amazement. From the Middle English, amason, and the Old English, amation. First known use before the 12th century. And kind, as in, the co-hosts of Board Game Blitz are exceptionally kind. Definition, unusually good. from the Middle English kind, Kinde, and the Old English kind, Cynd, first known use also before the 12th century. I've seen firsthand how amazing and kind the Board Game Blitz co-hosts are, as they've helped to make board gaming and board game media a more positive, friendly, and inclusive place. Congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of your excellent podcast from all of us at the 5x.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
So
that was awesome.
Yeah. That I've actually since I got the clips from everyone, pieced them together. I've heard most of them a few times at this point, and it is still I cannot thank our podcast and content creation friends enough for being willing to do that for us, because obviously we know that they are all very busy doing things for their own podcasts and YouTube series and other things, and they took a little bit of time out of their days to record something for us, and that means the world. So thank you all. I hope Ambie and Cassadi, I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah, thanks.
It was awesome. And kind.
Amazing and kind. And oh my gosh, the etymology lesson, when Mike sent that to me, I nearly lost it. Like, so wonderful. So now that we've felt all the feels, let's have a little bit of fun, shall we, ladies?
Yes.
Okay.
We make it a point on this show to mention some of the other board game podcasts that we enjoy, and one of the ones that I've mentioned a handful of times is Flip the Table. So if you are not already listening to Flip the Table, first off, you should be. Secondly, in case you aren't, they don't review normal games like most board game podcasts. They review what they call the cheesy, weird, and obscure games from the board gaming hobby. So often older games and other things like that. Everything from Lost, the board game, to Monopoly Tropical Tycoon, to Heartthrob. And Flip the Table has been releasing amazing content for a number of years, and their show is actually ending in July, which personally makes me really sad, even though I think it's awesome that they're ending the show on their own terms and on a great note. They are going out in style, which is super classy and awesome, even though I am sad that I will have no more new Flip the Table to listen to. But the reason I am talking about Flip the Table on Board Game Blitz's 1-year anniversary episode is because on each one of their episodes, they have something called a Battle of Wits, where the panelists compete against one another in different types of competitions, such as the IMDb game or Justins and Biebers. And that one is something you're just going to have to experience for yourself. I am not going to explain what that is. But I reached out to moderator Chris from Flip the Table, and he kindly gave us permission to abscond with some of their creative ideas and sound effects. And we are going to have, no, not a Battle of Wits, but a Battle of Blitz! So, we are playing the eBay game. What will happen is I'm going to read the name and a description of a product that is listed on eBay, or was listed on eBay if it's no longer a current auction, that has Blitz in its name. Every single item that we are about to go after here has Blitz in its name somehow.
Wow.
So taking turns, one of you will need to guess what the buy it now price of that item is. If there were multiple listings for the same item, I always went with the highest listed buy it now price. Most of these items didn't have a ton of listings, but some of them did. So just note, if you look this up later and you see something different, that's why. I don't know anybody's going to look it up, but guess what? Whatever I wrote down is the answer. So So once the first player has guessed what they think the buy it now price is, the other player will guess whether they think the actual price is higher or lower than the named price. And then we will switch back and forth, so you guys will each have opportunities to be the guesser and then the higher or lower person. And as each round passes, questions will be worth more and more points. And the person with the most points at the end will be crowned the Battle of Blitz champion. So, yeah.
Am I going to get an actual crown? Because I'm only playing if I get an actual crown.
No, I'm the one that's going to get it.
All right, we got trash talk already. This is what I'm talking about. Are you guys ready to play?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, then. Here we go. Apologies to Flip the Table in advance for us butchering their formatting and gameplay stuff. All right, Ambie, for your first item, I went a little bit too obvious, and I went with a board game, but maybe not the one that would come to mind first when you hear the word Blitz. So you need to figure out the buy it now price of Duel in the Dark, a game from Z-Man Games that not only comes with the base game, but 9 expansions, including the Baby Blitz expansion. Yes.
Baby Blitz?
The Baby Blitz expansion is included with Duel
I've never heard
in
of
the
this
Dark.
game.
Me neither.
So,
are the other expansions important, though?
Or just Baby Blitz?
You know what? It says nothing about the 9 expansions. It just says there's 9 of them. And then also Baby Blitz. It's named specifically. Baby Blitz is important here. The original game is rated a 6.7 on BGG, but the Baby Blitz expansion is rated a 7.5. So clearly, the expansion is doing something good. The game is described as a World War II air combat game that enables you to set up countless variations of historic events. So I guess if you're looking to rewrite history, Duel in the Dark is a way to do that.
And the Baby Blitz expansion.
And the Baby Blitz expansion.
Don't forget that.
So, in his written review of the game from 2007, Tom Vassell said, Duel in the Dark is a breath of fresh air in a time when tired themes are used and reused. The seller notes that the game is partially punched and that there are no guarantees that all of the components are included. So that is important to note, that the game does not look like it's ever been played, but it is partially punched out, and the person selling it and all of the expansions is not vouching for complete component inclusion. So, Ambie. Well, I'm imagining that maybe they're not a fan of the Baby Blitz, but who knows? Who's not a fan of the Baby Blitz? All right, Ambie. You're first. What do you think Duel in the Dark, with all those expansions, including Baby Blitz, is going for on eBay?
This is tough. Board game, it's probably out of print. Has a bunch of expansions. But I've never heard of it, so I'm going to guess $150.
All right. Ambie says $150. Cassidy, do you think the actual buy it now price is higher or lower than $150?
I'm gonna go with lower. Yeah, lower.
All right. So Ambie says $150 for Duel in the Dark from Z-Man Games with 9 expansions, including the Baby Blitz expansion. And Cassidy thinks that the price is lower. The actual buy it now price of Duel in the Dark with all of the included Baby Blitz goodness is $50! Cassidy gets the point!
Oh my gosh, that's such a good deal. I should go buy it.
Just for Baby Blitz, obviously. Obviously just for Baby Blitz at this point.
And the breath of fresh air.
I mean, it was in 2007.
Walked out of the box.
Is a breath of fresh air from 2007 still fresh in 2017? Because I feel like it might be a little more stale at this point.
It might smell like your grandma's attic.
Oh, mothballs. All right, so Cassidy now has 1 point. Ambie is rocking the donut. All right, Cassidy, this next item goes to you. And since fair is fair, your item is also a game. Kind of. It is a lot of 28 copies of the card game Dutch Blitz.
28 copies?
Okay, so it's 28 copies of a card game called Dutch Blitz.
The seller notes that the boxes are all damaged in some way. This was part of their ding and dent from their store. But the cards inside, they are claiming, are all intact and sealed in plastic.
So it's 28 sealed games with damage to the exterior box. And it's Dutch Blitz.
Yeah, so each comes in its own individual box, but all of those boxes are slightly damaged in some way. Dutch Blitz was originally released in 1960, and I'm pretty sure that all you need to know about it is that the box proclaims it is a wonderful good game. That's wonderful spelled with a V and gut spelled with a T.
Yay!
Who
so
doesn't want to have a wonderful good time?
Somebody needs to send me only one copy of this. I don't need 28 of them.
The game is rated 6.5 on BGG.
That's not awful.
I don't know what that means at this point, but it's not the worst. So, Cassadi, what do you think a lot of 28 copies of the 1960 game Dutch Blitz is going for on eBay?
Okay, hold on. Let me do some math. There's 28 copies. I'm gonna go with $100. Yep, $100.
All right. Cassadi says $100. Ambie, do you think the actual buy it now price is higher or lower than $100?
28 damaged copies. Well, the boxes are damaged. It was ding and dent. I think I've played Dutch Blitz, but I think it was just with a regular deck of cards. Like, everyone just needed a regular deck of cards, so I'm not really sure what a deck of Dutch Blitz is.
Was it a wonderful good time?
It was fun.
Wonderful.
I'll say lower.
All right, so Cassadi said $100, and Ambie thinks the price of 28 copies of Dutch Blitz with slightly damaged boxes but intact cards is lower. The actual buy it now price of Dutch Blitz is $175. Cassadi point!
I was going to say 140. I had times 28 by 5, I think, and I was going to say 140, but then I was like, that seems high. I guess it wasn't. But I still win, yay.
All right, guys, so we are moving into round number 2, where questions are now worth 2 points apiece. So, Ambie, you can catch up. Cassadi currently has 2 points, and Ambie still rocking that donut. So,
can it be a bagel? I don't like donuts.
Oh, that's treason. I'm just flip the table, guys. I'm so sorry if you're listening right now. I swear she didn't mean it. It's a donut, we promise. Ambie, you're gonna rock the donut and you're gonna like it. I swear. You can't do the bagel, man. They gave us the sound effects and everything.
Oh.
All right, so Ambie, your next item is a little bit more adorable than our previous two. It is a McDonald's Happy Meal toy from the year 2000. I don't know if you all remember what craze was sweeping the nation throughout the late 90s, but this was definitely part of it, as it is a teeny beanie baby. Specifically, Blizz the Tiger. But the seller listed its name as Blitz, not Blizz. So guess what? We're counting it anyway, because in the eBay listing it says Blitz. Technically should be Blizz, B-L-I-Z-Z. We don't care. It says Blitz. We're going with it.
I have that one.
Well, hey, so good thing you're not... Well, maybe you got an edge. I don't know. We'll see. This is in a sealed plastic package. It contains Blizz the White Tiger in great condition. So it's got all of the things. It's got the little TY logo on the plastic package. Everything is pretty and pristine. And Teeny Beanie Babies were worth a lot of money, 20 years ago. So who knows what people are paying for it today. So Ambie, what do you think the buy it now price is for a sealed McDonald's Happy Meal Teeny Beanie Baby of Blizz the Tiger going for on eBay?
I don't think Beanie Babies actually are worth much anymore, right? But I remember people thinking they were going to be worth a lot and then saving them, and then they weren't.
I might have been one of those people as a child.
Buy it now. I'll say $30.
All right, Ambie says the price of the Blizz the Tiger Teeny Beanie Baby McDonald's Happy Meal toy is $30. Cassadi, do you think the actual buy it now price is higher or lower than $30?
Since I never tried to sell mine because I opened everything and ripped all the tags off because whatever, I'm gonna go with higher.
All right, so Ambie says the price is $30, and Cassadi thinks the price is higher. The actual buy it now price of the Blizz the Tiger Teeny Beanie Baby McDonald's toy is $4. Ambie's on board. We are now tied all up. 2 points for Ambie, 2 points for Cassadi.
No.
Why would you sell something for $4 on eBay? That seems like.
Oh, Ambie, you haven't dug
no
into
idea.
eBay very much, have you?
This seems like so much
Time
trouble.
on eBay.
This makes me much. So, Cassadi, I have a question for you before I ask this next question. Were you a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when you were a kid?
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So was Ambie.
So what's interesting is I know Ambie was a fan. I know Ambie likes her turtles.
Well, I'm not as much as a fan. Like, my brother was a fan, so by association, I was.
Well, Cassadi, your next item is a TMNT, the next mutation, Turtle Flage Leo's Camo Blitz Cycle, the Street Searin' Savage Machine. Yes, that's all on the front of the package.
I'm so
TMNT,
excited.
the next mutation, Turtle Flage, like that's like camouflage, I think, so maybe it's Turtle Flage.
Turtle
Leo's,
Flage?
yeah, Turtle Flage. Leo's Camo Blitz
Turtle
Cycle,
Flage?
the Street Searin' Savage Machine. All
Wow.
that's on the front of the package.
That's amazing.
In the item description, the seller notes that this toy, which was produced by Playmates in 1997, is rare. And he put that in all caps, so it must be important. And
It's obviously true. Yeah.
It has to be, right? If you put it in
totally.
all caps, it has to be true. That's a rule on the internet and on eBay. So it is also in mint condition and in its original sealed box.
Oh.
This toy cycle comes with an exclusive Leonardo figure, surprise spring-powered missile, and 2 finger flick side rockets.
What?
Ooh.
Amazing.
I know. I am not
I
gonna
want
lie.
this toy.
I kind of do too. Let's see if we can afford it.
Oh.
The seller says that they will double box the item for added protection when it ships.
Wow.
So Cassadi.
That's intense.
I know, right? Like, who does that? Double box? Does that even actually protect it more?
I can't believe that's even a thing they put in there. I will put this in 2 boxes before I send it. But is there a layer of padding between the 2 boxes? Is it like in a box and then covered with packing peanuts and then put in another box?
It's like
this is important.
boxception. It's like Schrodinger's TMNT cycle. Is it in there or is it not? Because it's in another box in the box. So I don't know, man. Maybe we'll never get it out. If it's boxed up so well, you will never see it again. So Cassadi,
for the Turtle Flage cycle.
Yes. So how much do you think the TMNT, the next mutation, Turtle Flage Leo's Camo Blitz Cycle, the Street Searin' Savage Machine is going for on eBay?
Totally rare and in mint condition. $25.
$25. All right. Ambie, do you think the price of the Turtle Flage Cycle, I'm not saying the whole name again because that's ridiculous, how much do you think it is higher or lower than $25?
I'm gonna go higher because that double box, that is very valuable.
That double box, that's important. All right. So Cassadi said $25, and Ambie thinks the price is higher. The actual buy it now price of the Turtle Flage Cycle is $900!
What?
Okay, I didn't think it was that high.
That's ridiculous.
All right.
Well, I can't afford that.
Ambie has
that did a lot
leapt
better
into
than
the
Beanie
lead.
Babies.
Ambie is destroying me now.
All right, Ambie now has 4 points. Cassadi has 2, but don't worry because we are moving into round 3, and questions are now worth 3 points apiece. So, Ambie, next up for you is a Chronos Blitz chess clock timer. The timer is red, but I have no idea if that is a desirable color for chess clocks. The seller describes the timer as a brand new unit that was purchased from an authorized dealer, who he is. He purchased it from himself. He was the authorized dealer, and he bought it. I don't.
How
it's
does
weird.
that work? Okay.
But so he purchased it, immediately removed the batteries, and put it in his closet. That is how he describes it. He literally said, and I quote, "Never used this for any purpose whatsoever. None. Zero use."
Then why did you purchase said chess clock that was red?
So I was kind of curious myself, so I did a little bit of research. The website for the company that produces this chess timer claims it is the finest chess clock on the market.
Oh.
So clearly, the Chronos Blitz is a big deal for people who care about chess timers.
So is he
Sounds
just
fancy.
not a chess player then and just bought it to resale? Like, what is the deal?
You know, I wish I could get inside his head, but I don't really want to. So, Ambie, how much do
I
you
wish I knew
think?
how much chess timers were normally, because I don't.
I mean, that kind of would defeat the ridiculousness of this game. So I'm glad that I have picked something that does not fall within your purview of knowledge. What do you think the Chronos Blitz chess clock timer is going for on eBay?
I'll say $55.
All right, so Ambie thinks the price is $55. Cassadi, do you think the price is higher or lower?
And it's without batteries, right? So it's obviously been taken out of whatever package it was in. I'm gonna say higher.
Okay, so Ambie said the price of the Chronos Blitz chess clock timer is $55, and Cassadi thinks the price is higher. The actual buy it now price of the Chronos Blitz chess timer is $300.
Yeah!
Cassadi gets the point.
Jeez, things are expensive.
That's absurd, by
This
the
is
way.
why I don't buy things.
It's a chess clock.
So Cassadi now has 5 points, and Ambie has 4. It is anybody's game, guys. So Cassadi, chess timers are obviously very classy, so we're going to keep things classy. Your next item is a Zekla style print of a painting titled Blitz by the artist John Seary Lester. This print is signed and numbered as part of a limited edition run, and the seller specifically notes that this item is being sold at a quote-unquote very reasonable price. I had never heard of John Seary Lester, so I did a little bit of digging, and Google describes him as one of the most acclaimed wildlife artists in the world, stating that he has original works of art hanging in the White House, as well as museums around the world, and that his art and prints of his art are in high demand from collectors.
Wow.
So, he's legit. John Seary Lester, apparently you should look him up. But I know that just hearing about the painter isn't enough, so I wanted to give you guys an idea of what the painting looks like. Rather than just showing it to you, which would be boring and not very much fun for the people listening to the podcast, I'm going to describe it.
Oh dear.
It pictures 5 people in a seemingly panicked state jumping up from or running away from a table outside near a campfire as 2 very large elephants approach them near a tent that they have pitched.
This is amazing.
It is called
I want
Blitz.
this in my house.
So clearly the elephants are blitzing these people. They're
in their
wearing
campsite.
They're wearing safari hats. It looks like they were on some kind of an adventure, and the animals, the elephants are just messing everything up.
This is sort of a horrifying piece of art. They're like fleeing for their lives from these giant elephants.
Okay, so I may have dramatized it a little bit. They are, like, you can tell that they've just thrown themselves up from the table because, like, there's a chair that has fallen backwards and things like that. But they're not screaming in horror, if that...
How do you know it's a piece of art?
That's true. You know what? I don't actually know if there were screams or not. There might have been screams. So, especially if he painted this live. You know, they do that sometimes.
Okay, well, that's really horrifying. Okay.
All right, Cassadi. So what do you think the buy it now price is for the painting Blitz, a Jacquard style print of that painting, not the original work of art, but a high demand print by John Seary Lester that is both signed and numbered as part of a limited edition run?
$1 million.
$1 million. All right,
wow,
so
that's
Cassadi thinks that this limited edition print is $1 million. Ambie, do you think the price is higher or lower?
Originally, I was gonna say higher because art's expensive, but I don't know. 1 million's a lot. I'll go lower.
All right, so Cassadi thinks that the Gicla style print of Blitz is $1 million, and Ambie thinks the price is lower. The actual buy it now price on eBay for Blitz is $3,600. Ambie gets the points.
I really just wanted to say $1 million like that. That was the whole reason I did it.
Yeah, like originally
it was just
I
fun.
was thinking, oh, whatever she says, I'll just say higher, and then you say $1 million, like, oh, never mind.
All right, so Ambie now has 7 points to Cassidy's 5.
Wah, wah.
Okay, guys, it's time for the final question. For this item, you will both be guessing an amount in secret, and the person closest to the actual price will win the points, but not just any points, because this is a almost flip the table like experience, and our final question is worth 10,000 points. No Price is Right rules here, guys. You can go over, there's no, like, you don't have to go underneath it. Whoever is the closest will win the 10,000 points. And I know that that's ridiculous to have you guys compete for points the whole rest of the time and make this worth 10,000, but I don't care because that's how they do it on Flip the Table. So we're doing it that way too. All right, guys, this is an item that is very near and dear to all of our hearts. It is a framed gold 45 RPM record of the 1974 hit Ballroom Blitz by the band Sweet.
Yes!
Wow.
So this is a framed vinyl album. The frame contains an original inner sleeve photo from the original record, along with a gold vinyl printing of the song. It is double matted, and the seller is very clear to note that this is not a bogus photocopied record label like all of the others being sold elsewhere on eBay and the internet. He specified both eBay and the internet. The others being sold, they're bogus.
Are all fakes.
This one's
his
not
is real.
bogus, guys. This is the real deal.
I feel like maybe not. Maybe not.
All right, guys, so this song, as we all know, was one of Sweet's biggest hits. And we even parodied it. And people are going to be able to go to YouTube and listen to our parody of it. So it's clearly, I mean, honestly, I would think that this gold album is probably worth more as of today than it was when I actually recorded what price it was. So, you know, don't let our parodying of the song influence your decision, because, you know, people didn't know we were doing that yet, and we're clearly a big deal. So, I'm going to need you guys both to lock in your answers. All right. For a framed gold 45 RPM record of the 1974 hit Ballroom Blitz by the band Sweet, Ambie, what did you say the buy it now price is?
I said $310.
$310. Cassadi, what did you say?
$3,247.
That's very exact.
$3,247. All right. So guys, this is for all the marbles. This is for
Ooh, we're getting
10,000
marbles
points.
now?
Yeah. What happened to the crown?
Maybe there will be marbles on the crown. Who knows?
Oh dear.
All right, guys. The buy it now price. Ambie thinks it is $300. Cassadi thinks it is $300. I'm so sorry. $310. That could make or break it. That could be the difference right there. You never know. For the framed gold 45 RPM with original inner sleeve photo, double matted, and not bogus like all those other things on the internet, the actual buy it now price is $120. Ambie wins!
I thought it would be more.
Congratulations, Ambie!
It's because it's really bogus, obviously. When you say things are not fake on the internet,
But doesn't he
like,
set his
just
own buy it now price?
That is entirely true. The buy it now price is set by the seller. And Ambie, you are the first ever Battle of Blitz champion. Do you have any words that you'd like to say?
What do you normally say?
She's speechless.
You know, you can thank your fans and your family and everybody for giving you the knowledge that you need. See, I had my speech prepared. Why didn't I win?
I'm not used to winning these things. This is exciting. I've never won something like this before, but thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. So that's about it for us and our 1 year anniversary episode. I hope that you all enjoyed us going a little bit off the rails and doing something a little bit different and fun. If you would like to see more game shows in the future, let us know. That's not necessarily something we plan on doing a lot, but hey, Flip the Table's ending in July. Somebody's got to take up the mantle of the Battle of Wits. So maybe we can make it can make an occasional appearance on our show after Flip the Table ends, with their permission, of course. And we do want to give one more shout out to the guys from Flip the Table, moderator Chris, Jared Hunnefeld, Professor Laserbooks, and the party clown Flip Flory for both sending in a clip to our montage earlier and for supplying us with both the permission to use their format and their awesome sound effects, which hopefully we've now inserted in some reasonable fashion, because this is going to be new for us, just like it's new for you guys.
And that's it for this week's Board Game Blitz. Visit our website, BoardGameBlitz.com, to get links to all our social media pages, including our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Board Game Geek Guild. To support our show financially for as little as $1 a month, visit patreon.com/BoardGameBlitz. Our patrons get a lot of benefits, including access to our private Slack channel where you can chat with us directly anytime. Our theme song was composed by Andrew Morrow. Technical support provided by Toby Mao. Board Game Blitz is a proud member of the Dice Tower Network. Check out the other shows in the network by visiting dicetowernetwork.com. Until next time. Are you ready, Crystal?
Uh-huh.
Ambie?
Yeah.
Cassadi?
Okay.
All right, ladies. Well, let's go!
Oh, it's been getting so hard listening to these podcasts every week. Your time is getting so filled, you barely have the chance to take a leak. Oh, we won't be getting delayed when we say what we've played. We'll show you we're having such fun. We've got great catchy songs and you'll all sing along, and then all too soon the episode's done. Oh, yeah, we are like lightning. All our work is exciting, and our podcasts have theming. You can hear our words meaning. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you want something brief, then this is our relief. You can listen to the Board Game Blitz. You can hear us explaining our love for hobby gaming when you listen to the Board Game Blitz. 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 Oh God, I love these train games.
Never gonna play a game with dice.
OBSG's the best game. I mention in each podcast once or twice.
And we won't get delayed, although we can stray from the topic that we've got on hand. We've got great catchy songs and our bloopers are crazy. You can bet that it'll never be bland. Oh yeah, we're mesmerizing when accessorizing. You can play it repeating, cause our show's so fleeting. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you want something brief, then this is our relief. You can listen to the Board Game Blitz. You can hear us explaining our love for hobby gaming when you listen to the Board Game Blitz. Board Game Blitz. Oh, yeah, we are like lightning, and our work is exciting, and And our podcast has meaning. You can hear our words meaning. Yeah. If you want something brief, then this is a relief. You can listen to the Board Game Blitz. You can hear us exclaiming our love for hobby gaming when you listen to the Board Game Blitz. 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 It's the Board Game Blitz. It's the Board Game Blitz. It's the Board Game Blitz. Yeah! It's the Board Game Blitz!